What's up, everybody? This one's going to be a little bit longer, so we got to get into it. This is our normal weekly video where we talk about the stock market's expected move. And I got to say, this next week is probably, I'm going to call it, as it sits right now, one of the most important weeks of the year. Bulls, bears, doesn't matter. I don't care what you picked. Risk management's obviously going to be important. Don't get too stuck in your ways to just let that cause you harm. Like some people, I'm seeing a lot of confidence in the comments from both sides. Like, I'm for sure this. I'm like, all right. I'm not sure what you're looking at to see where you guys get that confidence. So right now, I'm chalking it up to, I don't know what kind of experience you have. But when you get that confident, let me just say the market can humble you guys. So just important to know both sides of the coin. Let's go ahead and jump through real quick because I'm calling it the most important week this week because we got earnings. We're talking about that. Let's just bring up the where's my symbols at? There we go. All right, so cruising right on down. We got just outside the expected move last week and just started to melt even further. So all we did was hang up there, came down. We actually jumped up, hit that weekly zone, and came right back down. So for everybody calling a weekly bull flag out, that was not the case. And I was thinking, if we ended the week right here, kind of just a nothing. Now we melted off Friday, but come Thursday night, I was thinking, what if we end the week here? That could be a weekly bull flag, and then we're set up for some like good earnings to send it up. And last week, if you guys look, just right here before Friday, we're kind of right in the middle of this. And I'll even bring this up. Or wrong one. Let's bring out your little Fibonacci. I'm not trading the Fibonacci. I don't care who does. Just to be clear, I'm just showing you guys the. So it was right before we were kind of right there at the middle point. Then Thursday sold, and then Friday sold off. So we're kind of headed. We're definitely down. Last week the conversation was, where are we going? Because we were sitting right at the middle mark of this high and this low right here. And with earnings coming out, we have big names. So Monday doesn't look like there's anybody. The fun begins Tuesday, because Tuesday we got Microsoft and Alphabet, Google. That will move the market. That might be an indication for anything else. As far as the Dow, I know we got Boeing on Wednesday, we got 3M on Tuesday, and maybe. I like those particular tickers at their own time. You guys know I don't really watch the Dow. But so big names, big market movers. Tuesday after close, Microsoft, Alphabet, which will likely lead the way to, we'll see Facebook the next day, Wednesday. Facebook and Alphabet kind of move together. So whatever, if the IV is up, super high on Google and you want like a cheaper play, you might check out Facebook. But with Facebook earnings right around the corner, their IV might be creeping up as well. PayPal, I know some of you guys like that. Ford and GM, they're not market movers, but they do come out this week. But right now we got Google, Microsoft, Meta, so Facebook, PayPal, and then Thursday we got Apple and Amazon. We have just the top 10 of where's NVIDIA? Is NVIDIA next week? You already had JPM last week, so basically almost the top 10 of the S&P. The majority is actually posting their earnings this week. Now, everyone knows there's like the numbers, then there's guidance, and then whatever. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. And not only if it goes up, does it stay? Like if we look at Tesla was banging. And then it went up, and then it just sold back off. So ultimately, got above that. Now, if you guys watched my last video where I talked about this, I told you guys getting above this line, I'm going to sell some call spreads. I did go short. I did sell some call spreads. I also did grab a put, so that actually worked out great. And then Friday was kind of a nothing day. Held up while the market was melting off. Some people like to call that strength, and maybe so. But here's what your earnings did. It went up, but could not hold. And if we do see Google and Microsoft for the bulls, if we see that push up, and you guys are popping bottles Tuesday night, Wednesday morning might be a hangover you don't want. So be careful with that. Don't celebrate too soon. Because I can tell you right now, we are pricing in a move. We're going to get the expected moves out. But if this doesn't hold, let's say Google, Microsoft, they shoot up, right? Let's say it holds, but then Wednesday it comes down. That confidence just isn't there. Like, how many times are we going to play that game before everybody says this just isn't sticking, and earnings, no matter what they say, just go down, and we see it, landslide to the downside. But I do believe as we're looking at this week, one of two things happens. After this week, we are headed to all-time highs, or we're testing new lows. SPY to 400 or SPY to all-time highs. Not in one fell swoop, but I think this week will be the direction picker, if that makes sense. Man, why do I keep hitting that? I got too much stuff on my desk. All right. As far as the option bot, it does not take place. It was a holiday play. Had it did, that would have been still... Both these trades would have been winners because it's 1.5 the expected move. I don't know if I'm going to change that. I don't like that it takes a couple weeks off. But just holiday weeks, things tend to trade a little bit differently, so you will see gaps here. It's not that I'm forgetting the numbers. So let's just pull up TOS. Let's just get into it. We got Tesla expecting a $69 move. That's funny. All right, SPY. We've been at a $9 move between the SPY and QQ, and IWM's been like a $5 or $6 move. And look at what we're pricing in this week, 29th, pricing in a $13.55 move. QQQ 14.44. Oh man. All right, and IWM 7.57. So we're pricing in a party this week. Let's just check for the fun of it. I'm not going to chart these out. Let's just check it for a second. Google expecting a $200 move. That would be wild, especially for your options players. I did buy Google. My only two swings are Google and Nvidia, and if they're green Monday, I'm probably gonna call it. I don't really have any confidence in that. We've got Microsoft pricing in a with Microsoft like that. It's a pricing an $18 $19 move. That's where you get some surprises. We get outside those expected moves, and we start delta hedging, gamma risk everywhere. That's where things get volatile, things get crazy. You're either going to play cowboy and jump in there, or you're just going to avoid that mess. But your allocation, all that needs to reflect that. What's Facebook pricing in? So I will tell you guys, I have a lot of Facebook shares. It's in my investment account, so I will be grabbing puts regardless in that account just to hedge. So if Facebook shoots up, those puts will go down. I'm totally fine with that. They're in airbag in case of a crash. I want to have it in case I need it. If I don't need it, perfect. Like if you trade your car in, those airbags never deploy, you wasted your money. You bought airbags you never used. That's a good thing. As far as my trading account, not sure how I'll trade this one. I was thinking bullish, but there's just too many things making me question it. So I'm not sure if I'll see if we get any clues. No matter how you put it, guys, earnings are a gamble. It's red or black at the roulette table. There's an announcement, it's going to go up or it's going to go down. There's going to be the after hours move. Then there's going to be does it hold in the pre-market, and then how you manage it going forward. So allocation, all that should reflect that. It's just a gamble. If anybody tells you they knew it was coming, they're flat out wrong. Don't listen to those people. The biggest red flag you can ever do is listen to somebody that tells you they knew it was going to do this. Like, okay, now you've said that, I know you're absolutely stupid, or you're just not there yet as a trader, or anything I want to listen to. So, just speaking from experience, I would not listen to those people. PayPal expecting an $11 move. Let's check Apple. Let's check Apple and Amazon. Apple $9.83 for a turtle. Man, that's some calls right there. Interesting. I hope we go up, just because everybody's happy when we go up. Not everybody gets shorts. Everybody gets emotional. Like, on days we sell off, like those are some of the days you make the most money, because if you're just not biased and you're short, things melt off quick. People are emotional. Well, at least Amazon this week is expecting a $214 move. Not like the last time they expected a $60 move, and then bam, we went $200. Looks like they learned from their mistake. Let's chart these moves out real quick. That sucks. I really like it when Amazon... First of all, I hope Amazon doesn't split, because it sounds absolutely stupid. I'm going to hate it once it does. But, man, I like it when they price in a nothing move. Like, oh, earnings are not going to do anything, and then it just takes off. And you're like, yeah, Delta hedge, mother. Get my money. Unless you're wrong. Then it's can I have my money back? This was $13.55. I gotta say though, like, it's as much as I like making fun of the Bears, because we've just been in a bull market, the one thing I gotta say that concerns me with this market is, and I hate saying, oh, the market's detached from reality. Like, yeah, I don't know what world you're living in, but when it ever has been attached to reality, it's attached to excuses, and they like to sell you something. Because imagine if the market just went up and down, there was no excuses. Your brains would pop. Your little heads would explode because you just couldn't fathom what's going on. Why are they buying? Why are they selling? It's big bank, take little bank. That's where it is. Buyers and sellers. But I gotta say, we're getting to the extreme parts where we got inflation going mad. Like, hey, these are some levels we just haven't seen. And you look at the stock market, like, yeah, there's some ups, there's some down days, but like, it's just, it really has separated. Like, hey, you know, looking back, maybe we could have priced in a little bit more of this move. QQQ was 1444. We'll fudge it, call 1440, call good. Doesn't look like that much on the Qs. I hope I'm stressing enough how important this week is and why things could move. Oh, we'll give it a little, we'll fudge it right here on the little arrow. Again, guys, I have a video, I have a playlist called How I Trade Stocks. Watch that, it should get you up to speed. On my other show, Don Franz Show, I have a video called Total Technical Analysis. Like, you can use candle, we talk about the future, we talk about, or options for the futures, candle for the past. It explains exactly what I'm doing here. But if you watch that playlist on this channel, everything's short, sweet, to the point. Should get you caught up with how I'm trading, what I'm doing. You should be able to follow along with my streams so we can keep it rolling. All right, as far as IWM, man, 757. I hope everybody kills it. You'll kill it if you're out here playing earnings and you lose. You're like, yeah, whatever. Hopefully you had enough money to lose that in the first place. Killing it would be losing small on a week like this and winning big. If you're in either one of those categories, you're killing it. If you're trying to play this volatility, it just comes with the territory. You're going to win big or you're going to lose. Maybe even a little bit of both. Maybe you should have won big, but you stopped out a little too soon. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let your emotions affect your next 10 trades, because that's just going to ruin things you didn't need to have ruined. You know, keep level head. And again, you're either going to, you know, take this mentality. Here's the trade. Here's the announcement. I'll see you on the other side, or I'm just going to get out. Hey, it's not for me. I'll watch as entertainment, but I'm not putting the pads on and getting out there in the field. 100% fine with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. On a week like this week, I don't know how much I could stress how important that is. Feds aren't really giving us much. If anything, they're saying, hey guys, we're headed south. So pay attention. I don't know what these earnings have to come out and just send it. I don't know if everybody just, you guys know I'm borderline tinfoil hat theory. I don't jump down any rabbit holes, but I like to stand on the edge and peek. And I don't know if they just want cheap calls. I don't know. Like, you know, like, part of me thinks, like, hey, are they trying to manipulate everybody? Get everybody thinking to the downside? Like, when everything just aligns like that, I think, hey, what are you trying to sell me here? You guys trying to take my money. And it leads me to take the opposite play, which has both worked out tremendously and also led me to losses as well. But I don't know. If we start breaking lows, what I don't want to hear, the position I don't want you guys to be in is, why am I red? Why does it just keep going down? Like, it is very important to answer all those questions before you ever even take the play. Are you an investor? Because, hey, roller coaster ride, and buckle up. Are you a trader? What kind of risk management? What kind of poor management are you doing? You're like, oh, why am I red? It was supposed to go to the moon. I saw it on Facebook or Reddit, and then it didn't. If I sound like you, like, it's time to switch gears. It's time to take this a little more seriously. In the end, these candles are two colors, red and green. And tomorrow, the next day, that next candle will be red or green. Now, let's check out the VIX, because that would typically tell us VIX. I have one line on the VIX. I do not zone this out. The VIX to me is a light switch and an occasional head and shoulders. Yeah, they do work. Only when I draw them, though. By the way, when I drew that, these candles weren't there. Hilarious. as far as the VIX goes, when it's up, that next candle is a big green or a big red. When it's down, little green, little red. That's kind of tell you, hey, should I lean into this because we don't see any fear, risk stays the same, or VIX is up, maybe I dial it back. The cool thing about the VIX being up and you guys finding those great plays that are like, oh, I only take a 35 to 1. I want to make my $1 turn into 1,500. Those are the only plays I take. Like, when you see those setups, there's two mentalities. There's, I'm going to spend the same and make so much more. And those home runs are fantastic. But then the approach I like to take is, hey, this is spicy. This thing's moving. This thing's great. I can spend so much less. I can risk less. And I can make the same, which keeps me, I keep my profits all here, if you can imagine that. But like my allocation, I got to dial it up to here. But now VIX is high. I can keep it way down here because we're gonna cover that ground and make that move. And if I get smoked, I'm not wrong. Like, I typically like to risk a couple thousand. VIX is high like this, I'm gonna risk like 1,000. And even then, you can still make more sometimes. So it's kind of just switching your mentality up. Kind of like I don't want to relate to, as I say, eat to live, not live to eat. Just switch it up. Volatility's high. I can spend less, risk less, make the same. Not I'm going to just keep plowing money out there and see what happens. You're going to hit a home run. It's going to feed endorphins. You're going to be feeling great. And then that loss is going to happen. And it's going to kick you from it's going to sweep your legs out. Or worst case scenario, that loss, that home run you hit makes up for a few red trades, and it gets you feeling good. And you think you're on a hot one. You think, oh, I got this figured out now. Took a couple steps back, but boy, do I have it now. And the only thing you have coming is a left hook. And it's just not going to feel good. So careful with your confidence. Careful with your emotions. They should not be in the charts at all. Read the charts. This tells me everyone's being emotional, so it's more reason for me not to be. Like, hey, you guys can bicker and fight, but I like money, and that's what I'm here for, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to come at it from this angle. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys know on the Don Franz Show, I'm going to go live on Sunday, 1 hour after futures. I'm going to go live on Tuesday. You'll see me again Thursday. There was not a Thursday video. Things just got wild. Sorry. That's where we'll keep you updated as far as all this goes, how we're playing it. As it looks right now, I bought the dip on a couple things. And if they even retest a zone from the bottom, I'm going to call it. I'm going to lock it in. Those are just trades right now. So I'm excited for this week. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know what you take away from this. Did any of this help you guys out dialing it in? I've seen just so much crazy stuff. Facebook finally figured out I'm a trader, so I'm seeing a lot of their algorithms like, oh, let's push some stock stuff to this guy. And it's enough to make me just melt. Like, my brain is oozing out of my ears. I want to help everybody, but man, how are you guys doing this? You just jump right on in, huh? 2 feet in, just cannonball, and you have no idea if that's a puddle or a pool. And just, you guys are hurting yourselves. Anyway, I'm in it here. I will see you guys on the other channel, Don Franz Show, tomorrow, 1 hour after futures open. Anyway, you guys, if you guys, like all the other YouTubers, I have the course. It's the teachable link down below. That's the mentorship. It has everything where I go live every night. That's the chat where I'm talking to everybody. All of that. I just am not a salesman. It's there. Click it if you want it. And that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.